Hi, my name is Mcintyre, CEO of 21st Century Education. Thanks for joining me today. I just wanted to announce the Financial Education Summit for 2012 is coming up in Brisbane, September 15th to 17th this year. It will be a 3-day event. Last year we held this event in Melbourne with 6,500 people. We were fortunate to have Sir Richard Branson. I was one of the guest speakers at the event. For Sir Richard Branson's been a mentor of mine for quite a few years, and it's an inspiration to many others. So it was great to have him there last year, and Tim Ferriss, Eddie Maguire, and a host of about 35 different speakers. So this year we're looking forward to the event. Only 3,500 people can attend, and it will be, as I mentioned, it will be held in Brisbane. The reason we started the Financial Education Summit was really to highlight the importance of financial education in our society. My first book that I wrote almost 10 years ago, many of you are familiar with, is What I Didn't Learn at School But Wish I Had. And one of the key things that I didn't learn at school that wish I had was to be taught a financial education. I faced almost bankruptcy at 21 years of age, sleeping on a friend's couch, $150,000 in debt. And I really wished I'd been taught about money before I left school. And I was fortunate enough to find a millionaire mentor, which helped turn my life around, where I become a self-made millionaire in my 20s, and have lived a very blessed life as a result of getting the knowledge that I think everyone should have got at school, is entitled to, and certainly needs to excel in today's world. So that passion has traveled through to today, creating an annual event where we can really highlight the importance of financial education and make that available inexpensively to as many Australians and New Zealanders, or effectively people from right around the world that fly in for this event. I'm happy to take any questions that may be about the event or some of the speakers.
Yeah, Jamie, who are some of the headline speakers that you have in?
Yeah, well, as I mentioned last year, we had Sir Richard Branson, of course, very popular. This year, we are bringing a large range of speakers, of course. One of our headline speakers is Randy Zuckerberg. Some of you will be familiar with, obviously, Randy's brother, Mark Zuckerberg. Randy is one of the first, earliest employees of Facebook, one of the leading executives in Facebook. And obviously, the Facebook story in itself is pretty amazing. So we're really excited to have Randy speak at this year's event. We have other speakers as well. Mark Boris, who many would know from Celebrity Apprentice or Yellow Brick Road, CEO of Yellow Brick Road. He'll also be speaking at the event. We have Laurel Langmeyer from the United States of America. Some may remember her from The Secret DVD. She's also appeared on Oprah, etc. She's a fantastic educator. And this year, after last year's feedback, we really wanted to get some more female speakers. Tends to be a very male-dominated industry, and at 21st Century, we really want to encourage a lot more female speakers, so we have made that possible this year. We also have Ruslan Coughlin. I haven't had a chance to hear Ruslan speak, but some of you will be familiar with Coughlin.com, where he sells, built a huge business, online internet business selling TVs, and competes with the likes of Harvey Norman, but online. We have Denny Green, world champion, 3-time champion boxer, also be speaking. Peter Bond, Peter Bond's from Queensland, one of the Link Energy, many people are familiar with in Queensland, his company. He bought just a small mining company and built a $2 billion company, an everyday bloke, and we'll be hearing from him. Max Markson, some of you know from Celebrity Apprentice. Max is one of the leading PR celebrity agents in this country, and we'll have Max share some valuable insights, how to get free PR for your business, etc. Amongst a whole host of other people, we have Nick Halleck, is trained as a cosmonaut in the Russian space program. He funded that himself, has been into space, and has a phenomenal story. David Koch from Channel 7 will be there to teach some money management skills, plus also to interview Randy Zuckerberg, and a whole host of other speakers. Chris Howard, some of you will be familiar with as well. Armin Morin, who is one of the greatest internet marketers on the planet, flying in from the United States of America. Greg Secker, one of the largest Forex currency traders, training organizations in the world from the UK. the list goes on. Eric Bailey, former NBA basketballer, and several others that I can't remember off the top of my head. But it's certainly, this year is a 3-day event as opposed to 2 days, so we could fit the additional speakers in. On the third day, we also have a separate bonus room for a chance for people who want to see a speaker a second time to be able to learn even more.
Jamie, it's fantastic you've got Randy Zuckerberg there. What are some of the key things people can expect or even hope to learn from Randy while she's there?
Yeah, well, Randy's one of the people, she's been nominated in one of the top 50 digital influencers of our time. She's also started her own business, Zuckerberg Studios. She left Facebook about a year ago. She had created a lot of the initiatives with Facebook, including Facebook Live and the live streaming, with the political coverage of the 2008 elections and also the 2010 midterm election. She was nominated for an Emmy Award as well for her work with Facebook. So she has an amazing background and being part of one of the most successful companies on the planet that's really reshaped the world that we live in. She's going to be talking about the social trends and social media and the top 10 trends in particular that are shaping the world and how everyday businesses should really be utilizing social media as the platform to really expand and reach new customers or engage existing customers. I've seen Randy share these tips and insights. I was very impressed. I'm looking forward to being there. And I say to people like, I mean, give you an example, to normally hear Randy speak, people paid as much as $1,000 for a ticket. Where people can attend this event and get 3 days, and all the other speakers for as little as $197 for a double pass. So I mean, it's effectively $100 a ticket. So just to hear Randy Zuckerberg, I would say get there. It is a very valuable insights if you want to start a business or if you have an existing business or just want to understand how social media works. She's going to be sharing some amazing insights.
Obviously with this event, there's such a large range of speakers. Obviously there's going to be massive value presented during that time, and it's an amazing opportunity for people. Have you put any steps in place in terms of people that actually want to go one step further, if they wanted to meet some of the speakers or actually get to socialise with them? Is there anything where they can really take it to that next level? Yeah,
I think with a large scale event, one thing that attracts people that tend to be more motivated and self-driven are people that go to events like this, either already successful or want to be more successful. So a lot of people will say, I would like to hang around like-minded people. So an event like this does attract a lot of like-minded people, and people have a great time, and really we make fun learning. Learning should be fun. But if people want to actually networking is an important part of business. A lot of people come to conferences purely for networking. So what we do make available, we have different tiered seating. Obviously general passes are the least expensive, $197 for general pass, or you can be down close to the front with a VIP pass, or you can become a platinum ticket holder, and the platinums get to attend cocktail parties with each of the key speakers. There's a cocktail party on every evening of the event with different speakers. And for a select few, 20 people can qualify to have dinner with Randy Zuckerberg. There's also dinner with Mark Boris, and also dinner with Denny Green and Ruslan Coughlin. So people can have that more intimate time where they actually really want to rub shoulders. To hang out with Randy Zuckerberg and just the opportunities. She is reported in the press that she's actually out here looking for startups to invest in. She has invested in some already. She's worth over $100 million, and she has a pretty powerful network of people that are worth billions of dollars. So I think for any entrepreneur to be able to spend some time not only networking in a cocktail party, but sitting down at dinner with only 20 people in that room, those sort of experiences are invaluable. Last year we had Richard Branson host the dinner. For a chance for someone to sit down with people of this caliber is very unique, and I think people should take advantage of that.
Fantastic. Tonight you've been quoted as saying that Australians don't need a financial planner, they purely need a financial education. Why? What's your reasoning behind that?
Yeah, I know the financial planning industry doesn't like me saying this, but I couldn't really care what they think. I'm very passionate about this topic. The reality is, I don't believe people do. For me to become a self-made millionaire, my first millionaire mentor said to me, Jamie, go and do what everyone else does. If you want to go and see a financial planner, sit down with them, and while you're listening to them tell you what you should do with your money, or lack of money I had back then, he said, if they can show you how to live your dreams, become financially successful, perhaps even become a millionaire one day, the obvious question you should be thinking to yourself is, why haven't they done it themselves? And the reality is the majority of financial planners, to become a financial planner, do not have to become successful investors. They do not have to have a PhD in results. They do not even have to be trained in investing. To become a financial advisor licensed in this country is a matter of a few weeks of study. Reality is, to become a pilot is years and years of study and practical experience before you're allowed to fly a plane. To become a doctor, you're looking at 6 years of medicine school and a lot of practice. To become a mechanic, you're looking at, what, 3 or 4 years. To become a hairdresser is years and years of training. Yet, to become a licensed financial advisor, a couple of weeks. And they're expected to manage your money. It's an absolute recipe for disaster. I've studied many millionaires, many billionaires, and I haven't come across one of the people, successful people I've studied, said, Jamie, if you want to become successful, you need a financial planner. Not a single person. I do not know a single person that's become independently wealthy that has done it by using a financial planner. Now, I'm not saying all financial planners are no good. No doubt there's some good ones out there. I just have never met any of them before. So my point is, what Australians need clearly is a financial education. If I'm wrong and Australians do need to see a financial planner, then I'm pretty much, I would say, Australians are screwed, basically. Because if you need to rely on a financial planner to become wealthy, you are screwed, because they are not educated. Most of them, they do not know. They can't teach what they don't know. I do charity youth summit events around this country. Schools by the busload send their students in to access what I teach. And I will say to teenagers, if you want to become wealthy, if you want to become even rich one day, who should you study? A rich person, or B, a poor person? You know, teenagers can tell us pretty quickly. The obvious answer is A, if you want to become rich, you should study rich people. If we ask fully matured adults, and they get a little bit confused. So yes, I'm critical of the financial planning industry. I have been attacked, lobbied against to have me shut up about the industry, but nothing's going to stop me highlighting that the financial planning industry is pretty much a rort on Australian consumers. They could learn more in a book, and we basically at 21st Century give access to every Australian a free financial education. They can go to our website at 21st Century Education or any of our sites and download valuable free information, whether it's books, DVDs, hours and hours of content. And after doing that for no cost, they will have been better trained than 99% of financial planners in this country, whether they like it or not. That's just the way it is. Now, the financial planning industry doesn't like it. I would say to the financial planning industry, lift your game, pick your act up, and start delivering more value. I mean, why would people go to a financial planner? Storm Financial lost over $4 billion of Australia's savings. How many more examples? How many people have invested into agricultural or forestry schemes and lost everything, yet the financial planner sits back on a 10% commission? It's outrageous. So, Richard Branson is another passionate advocate that the Australian financial planning industry overcharges, underdelivers. He set up Virgin Money out here for that same very reason. He also spoke at the Financial Education Summit last year because he has similar passions, that people deserve better than what they're getting from the Australian financial planning industry. The Financial Planning Association in this country has reacted to my comments, and so much now they're running campaigns. Can you believe this? They're running national campaigns in this country right now, full page ads saying, what does a pilot and a financial planner have in common? And they're saying that both of them have years and years of training. That is the biggest crock of BS that's ever been propagated. It is absolute nonsense, and people deserve to know the truth. If you need to see a financial planner to become wealthy, you're pretty much screwed, because the quality of 99% of them is a joke. All they need is a piece of paper you can get in a couple of weeks to be licensed. They have no PhD in results. And I'm adamant and happy to demonstrate clearly to Australians that what you need is a financial education. You do not need a financial planner. And at 21st Century, we will give you a free financial education. It's available to everyone. And if you want more intensive financial education training, we say to our clients, do our more intensive programs. If you can't make $20,000 or more, then it's free. Over a 90-day period, you can judge for that, and it's free. So there's no risk. So people in this country have no excuse for not getting financially educated. The government's not doing much about it, but I am, and I'm committed about that. And the financial education industry and in the broader industry of what we do at 21st Century adds massive value to individual Australians, and there's nothing more important than the right education. And financial education is a big part of that, and that's why I'm passionate about it, and that's why I'm happy to speak the truth. If people don't like it, tough. It's the way it is, and I'd love anyone publicly to challenge me that people need to see a financial plan to become wealthy. I'd like to see the evidence of that. Recently, we just had an independent study done, scientific study done by a doctor on the quality of life improvement of people attending a 21st Century Education event. I don't believe any other study has been done in our industry before. That data will be released. I've seen it recently. The data is very positive. I challenge the financial planning industry to get a scientific study done on the benefit of people seeing a financial planner. I doubt there is any. If people want to see a financial planner, I would recommend go and invest in bank shares. The banks and insurance companies own 90% of the financial planning industry. And if you're going to use a financial planner, go and buy some bank shares, because that's where most of your money will go. That's where the profit is, in banks making more profit, and insurance companies if you use a financial planner. They're basically flogging bank products for a commission. They are not financial planners, they are salespeople disguised as financial planners. So that's my view. People don't like it, tough. Those that do take advantage of financial education, doesn't guarantee financial success. I'm not suggesting it does, but will certainly improve your odds. It's worked for me, it's worked for my friends, and that's why I'm passionate about it, and that's why I put millions of dollars a year into providing a financial education to people in this country that should have been taught that at school.
Jamie, in response to that, you say all of that you've just gone through with absolute certainty and absolute passion. I think for a lot of people it may have been a bit of a wake-up call, and it could be actually very realistic. And for some people, if they've watched this or they're watching this now and they've come to the realisation that they actually have to take action and get themselves educated, where do you start? Would you say that coming along and just even attending the Financial Education Summit, is that a good move?
Well, I might be biased speaking on this. I'm a passionate advocate. Absolutely. I mean, people have no idea of how much they can learn. I mean, you'll learn more in 3 days at a Financial Education Summit than you'll learn in a year at university or several years at school. Or you'll ever learn. I mean, I'm a licensed financial advisor. I've done the courses. I mean, there's nothing I've learned in being licensed or being trained as a financial advisor that is of value to teach people. I don't teach people that stuff. I teach people what I've learned to become a self-made millionaire, as an entrepreneur, as an investor, and I share everything I can. But also what I've learned off studying millionaires and billionaires. I mean, I've met at least half a dozen billionaires, some of them quite famous, that these are practical real life results that can be shared. The people that speak at 21st Century have a PhD in results. It's a very big difference to school or university, where you're taught by people with a PhD in, quote, theory. May be important, but in the real world it doesn't cut it. So absolutely, it's inexpensive, $197. If people can't afford that, well then nothing's going to work for them. But even outside that, as I said, we give away free financial education online at our websites, and people can download that. They can even order a DVD pack to be sent out to them. We'll pay the cost of that DVD. So there's no excuse. Every Australian has now access to financial education. What they do with it's up to them. It does not guarantee success, but I can tell you now, the people that have been doing our programs over the years, have been teaching this now for 14 years. The increase in net worth and income of people over time is substantially great. They may not succeed straight away with all the strategies, but just their mindset improvement increases generally their income. Whether they're working for an employer, they'll tend to get a pay rise, they'll tend to be more sought after, because if people are passionate and driven, have the right mindset and psychology for success and financial training, they will tend to be better employees or become entrepreneurs or become investors, and they'll add more value to society, and they will do better as a result. So absolutely, people should do whatever it takes to get themselves a financial education, whether it's a free one, by ordering off our website, or getting to a seminar and seeing it for themselves.
Great, thanks.
So there's no further questions. I'll wrap it up with that. As I mentioned before, the Financial Education Summit is coming up in Brisbane Convention Centre this year, September 15th to 17th. That's a Saturday, Sunday and Monday. I will be speaking on the first day and also the second day, and a host of speakers throughout those events. And I promise you this, it will be well worth your money. Just listen to one speaker, you'll get your money back as far as value. You have a whole 3 days. You can come for some of it, all of it. It's up to you. But set that weekend aside. Financialeducationsummit.com. You can check out the events and get yourself tickets from there. Otherwise, see Spritz or some of the deal sites. They have offers as well. Talk to you soon.